I'm drawn to saints that have the faith and courage to suffer and die for their faith. And Saint Kateri Tekakwitha did just that. I'm pronouncing her name in Mohawk, at least trying to get it right. The patron saint of Native Indians in Canada, Saint Kateri Tekakwitha, can also be an inspiration to remain steadfast to those of you who are ridiculed or persecuted for your Catholic faith. Her mom was a Christian who was forced to marry a non-believing Mohawk chief. When Saint Kateri was 4, they both died of smallpox, and she was forced to live with her aunt and uncle. When she was 13, they arranged for her to get married, but she refused, stating that she consecrated herself entirely to Jesus, and he alone will take me for a wife. At 18 years old, she asked Father Jacques de Limbervert to become a catechumen and studied the Catholic faith. At 20, she was baptized and was persecuted and ridiculed by others within her settlement. Because she wouldn't work on Sundays, she was refused food that day. She was taunted and children threw rocks at her. She even was threatened with torture and death. Her priest, seeing how badly Saint Kateri was being treated, encouraged her to secretly move to a Catholic settlement 200 miles away. It took her 2 months of travel through forests to get there. And for the next 2.5 years, she attended daily mass, sometimes twice a day, and spent most of her free time in the chapel on her knees in prayer. She loved praying the rosary and would make crosses out of sticks and place them in the forest, which would serve as a reminder for her to pray every time she saw one. She also made a vow of perpetual virginity. 1 year later, unfortunately, she died, and the scars which she had on her face due to the smallpox she contracted as a child were suddenly gone. God had made her face as beautiful as her soul in a miraculous way. Saint Kateri was always trying to please God, as her motto was, "Who can tell me what is most pleasing to God, that I may do it?" She led many to Jesus and his church by her example. May we also persevere in any difficulties or persecutions we may suffer for our faith in Jesus and his church. Saint Kateri, pray that we may be as courageous and steadfast in our faith as you were. May God bless you on your faith journey.